Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Florida Man Friday, April 3rd, 2020. It's our third Florida Man Friday in Corona lockdown. Nevada and Texas are both stay-at-home states now. Reno is a mask town, according to the mayor. How you boys doing in the lockdown world?
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. How about
You
you?
want me to lie?
That didn't sound very convincing.
I don't think anyone's doing great.
I'm doing pretty good. I have a brain freeze. I got this drive-through daiquiri.
Well, Mark's doing the
Frozen.
best out of the three of you. That's
I
for
got
sure.
brain freeze.
I feel like I wished so desperate. I wished out loud before in my life, like, man, I wish I could just have like a month to just catch up on shit at home. And
Yeah.
every day I wake up and I'm like, get me the fuck out of this situation.
God was like, go on.
Yeah,
You learn,
yeah.
you learn that you're not going to catch up on shit. Actually.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
What is
no,
that about?
Well, it's,
What is that
it's
about?
It's like what I was talking about. When the chips are down, you don't want to like go above and beyond, right? Like when the parking lot's full at school and you're going to a class you don't want to go to, you're not gonna go the extra mile to find a parking space.
Yeah,
you're gonna go home. You're not gonna try harder.
Well, there's almost too much time. So it's
Right.
like becomes like a mind fuck. It's like I have so much time, I can put it off, and then the time just goes by, and then you didn't do it.
I think overall, we've all been keeping tabs on each other, like blogging, doing daily podcasts, doing streams at least once
Yeah.
or twice a week, extra streams, tweeting. I think that productive-wise, we've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Production wise, we've definitely turned up while we've locked down.
You talking about
go buy the shirt,
personally or
by the way.
professionally?
Professionally, doing pretty good.
Because personally, I just
working
keep
out and stuff.
looking at
No, yeah, no.
I was looking at stuff in my house and thinking about cleaning it up, and it's going like a month on. Like, I
Ooh,
should
I
put
did-
that away.
I did clean for the first time in a while this week, so that was good.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. I still haven't vacuumed yet. Been home for 3 weeks, so that's probably unhealthy.
It spreads the virus, Will. Don't do it.
But we talked about before the
good.
show. I put my camera angle like 2 feet higher to get a better angle, so I don't look so fat.
You're
Like,
looking
it's not-
very thin, very trim with
It's
the high angle.
it's camera tricks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks. I used to have a real high angle too. Maybe I probably need to bring it back. All right, we've got tons of Florida Man news on tap today, as always, every Friday. Great Florida Man stories, lots of them listener submitted. Pat, get us going.
All right, I'm pretty stoked here, guys. This one's awesome for us, not the rest of the world. Rodney Howard Brown, the pastor at River at Tampa Bay Megachurch in Riverview, Florida. This is the guy who's been holding packed services at his church throughout the coronavirus.
Is Mega Church actually in the name? Like that's
no,
the official
no.
name?
It's just
Mega Church.
it's just River at Tampa Bay. Mega
should
church.
be.
That was my own modifier, but it most certainly is a mega church. I don't know what the qualifications are, but this, it's a big ass fucking church.
If you had to choose between two churches and one said mega church,
Yeah,
especially
I'm
in
surprised
Florida.
some of these evangelists don't go with Mega Church as the actual church name.
You know what I realized is some people, like, we didn't have growing up a lot of mega church culture around us. Like, there was one in McLean, but like, dude, if you haven't seen a fucking mega church, like, they will have police directing traffic when it gets out on Sunday. Like, it's fucking like they have their own Starbucks, their own
nowadays-
restaurants.
There's so many of them, Pat, that there's probably more that you just don't even realize exist.
It's fucking nuts.
There's tons of mega churches out there nowadays.
Anyway, this is the asshole with the megachurch who was packing his megachurch all throughout the coronavirus, and as recently as Sunday, where he had 2 services, which, guys, is a blatant disregard of social distancing guidelines.
This Sunday? As in,
The past Sunday, previous Sunday. And he was arrested, guys. He was arrested on Monday and charged with unlawful assembly and violation of a public health emergency order.
well, he wasn't sanitizing like the pews between the two services.
Well, you know what's great is, and I'll post the photo to Twitter today. But so essentially, he was asking the people that were coming there to be 6 feet apart, right? But that was like a public
Yeah,
ruse.
right.
So I compared a photograph or a frame from his live stream last Sunday to one a month ago, and it's fucking hilarious. There's like an extra 4 inches of distance between the chairs, but they're still packed in there. Anyway, guys,
there's
it's
just too many people who want to worship.
That's it, Will. If you have like 5,000 people 6 feet apart,
Spirit of the Lord is
you don't
too
have
strong.
the space. Yeah.
That's true.
Money we're gonna lose.
Well, yes. Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Wes. So, guys, this wasn't a one-time thing, though, that got Rodney arrested. It wasn't just like he had services on Sunday and bam, he's arrested. He had faced sharp criticisms and warnings for the last month, and that was even before the county that he's in had a safer-at-home order, which was enacted. But he didn't seem to give a fuck. He encouraged, in fact, his parishioners to shake hands and show they weren't afraid of contracting corona at his March 15th service.
What?
Oh,
What?
shit.
March 15th?
He didn't
Yes.
say. He didn't say in accordance to not being afraid of corona, did he?
We were
100% said, hey, y'all, why don't... And this guy's Australian, which is fucking weird, but he's like an Australian that's been in this country a long time, so it's like a weird kind of Mel Gibson accent. But he was like, it's like, shake hands so they know you're not afraid of the corona.
Oh,
Yes.
He's
Yeah,
got
March
some
5th.
lawsuits coming.
Yeah, absolutely. March 15th, I was going to say it was like, well, that was after the 10 days. That was like the day they announced like the 10 days to stop the spread.
So, right, yeah, like publicly
initiative.
the
Like,
opinion
that's like,
was, don't
right,
do
like that. Yeah, that's like in the frame where you definitely were not supposed to. be
everyone
shaking
but
hands.
New York and this guy were shut down by March 15th.
Right. So 2 weeks ago, guys, as you know, he was getting criticized, and Rodney addressed the criticism, saying, "quote We're not stopping anything. I've got news for you. This church will never close.
Wow.
The only time this church will close is when the rapture is taking place." And then he announced on Wednesday that the church will, in fact, be closing.
Sure.
Guys, this is the
accordance
same
with,
asshole.
Local laws.
Yeah, local laws. This is the same asshole who was offering busing services to bring more people into his fucking church during the coronavirus bullshit. And you guys are probably thinking, and you touched on it a little bit, you're probably thinking that this is really fucked up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Well, or
it's
stupid, I
Certainly,
think.
it's
Fucked
certainly
up.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, well, guys, that's what I thought until I started watching some of Rodney's YouTube videos, and I learned that everyone was freaking out for no reason because Rodney, being the good shepherd that he is, installed corona-killing machines inside his church. These are machines that kill the coronavirus on spot. He said, quote, "We brought in 13 machines that basically kill every virus in the place. If someone walks in the door, it's like it kills everything. If they sneeze, it shoots it down at like 100 miles an hour. It'll neutralize it in split seconds."
What kind of machine is this?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm in. What is this?
I don't know. It's a fucking made up machine that he claims to have.
I'll tell you what it is. It's an 85-year-old Florida man praying, like in your direction.
Yeah.
Well, he's got 13 of them, Will.
Or what if it's like a patent pending? Like this is a long game. He's about to sell these machines.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
It's noisy, and that's all that matters.
Well, he's got the machine, so everyone can just shut the fuck up and quit being jealous that they don't have the machines. He's also personally, guys, he's vowed to cure Florida of the virus completely. So I'm thinking maybe an apology is in order and definitely a thank you.
So
and I'm
he's-
assuming Rodney would prefer the thank you in
We
a form of...
talked about this guy. I think. He cured a disease before.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get to that, Mark. He cured the Zika virus.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
talked-
not
oh,
only
right,
cured-
yeah.
Pat,
this is the guy.
I
Okay,
talked about
okay.
this guy. Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about
yeah.
him a couple weeks ago. He wasn't arrested at this point or shut
Right,
down or
right.
anything.
So he's been arrested
But-
now, but yeah, let's refresh the
Yeah.
cures. What's
Yeah,
he
we'll
gonna
get into
do?
what he cured in just a second. But, guys, if you do want to say thank you to Rodney for curing the state of Florida, you can do that in the form of a check or money order made out to Revival Ministries International.
Don't do that.
No,
have not
no.
been
What?
cured. They have not
No.
nearly been cured.
Why do you
Stop.
guys say that? Because you don't want to. If you don't have any cash, that's fine. If you don't have cash, they accept donations in the form of aircraft. So
no.
if you want to quote transform the aggravation of selling your aircraft into the comfort and aid of those in needs, they got
Oh,
you
you
covered.
can give him a plane. He'll
Uh-huh.
take that.
Yep, it's on their website. You can give them a plane. So they have a plane donation program. So don't worry.
Pat, he also at one point said that he not only saved Florida but the entire world from Satan.
Well, that's very true, Mark. And yes, we're coming to that part right now. So
Wouldn't
yeah,
every
so
pastor be able to grab that
this
one?
is a little bit different, Will, because
You
he
know,
brought the
and
law
claim it.
into it. He brought the law into
Yeah.
it. So
okay.
So yeah, Rodney, as Mark and Will alluded to, this is not the first time he saved millions of lives and harnessed the power of the Lord to crush infectious disease. Because last month, Rodney reminded us, and this is the quote: "We disrupted the Zika virus. Declare we cursed that thing in the name of Jesus, and Zika disappeared." So don't worry about that, or how any of these.
It sure did though.
Yeah, no, he got rid of it. And
Yeah.
guys, it's not just the viruses he's killing; it's the pesky results around the virus, or like the other things that are affecting your life. Like, for example, all of America is worried about toilet paper, but not Rodney and his congregation, because Rodney put everyone at ease, letting them know that as long as you have one roll of toilet paper, Jesus We'll take care of the rest through spontaneous multiplication of that said toilet paper. And this was his quote.
What is he, Rumpelstiltskin?
I don't know, but I'm thinking I want to go to his church with all. There's a lot of benefits, a lot of fringe benefits.
When you read this story, it really makes me think Joe Exotic got in on the wrong profession.
Yeah.
How good would he be running a mega church?
Oh, he'd be the
true.
best mega church pastor.
You know
Well,
you're
there's still
fucking
time,
paid.
Will.
Yeah, if you have a plain donation tab on your website, you're doing all right. You know what I mean? Like that, you're in a certain tax bracket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Anyway, this was his quote on toilet paper. You look at your toilet paper and you think, I'm going to run out of toilet paper. But you have a roll, and then there's another roll where the other one was. So Jesus is what he's saying is going to multiply toilet paper for his parishioners.
No, his maid does that.
I'm telling you, he stole that from Rumpelstiltskin. If I remember Rumpelstiltskin correctly, like if you guessed like his name, he'd give you unlimited yarn or something like that.
Yeah, yarn. I think it was yarn. It was gold, I believe.
Gold or something.
Anyway, guys,
Unlimited yarn.
as Mark alluded to, in perhaps his most impressive feat, back in 2018, Rodney let the public know that he had, in fact, saved America by issuing a restraining order against the Antichrist. So you guys don't even know how close you came, but the Antichrist got that restraining order. He got
But
that
the federal
CMD.
government stepped in once they enacted the restraining order, and then we were saved.
The church and state are separated. Well, you know that.
Well,
This is-
He
but also
enforces it himself.
He issued the restraining order. He could just get a lawyer to do that. Who's also a priest to issue
But-
the restraining order to the Antichrist.
Most importantly, he set precedent because, as you know, if there's no law, you're allowed to commit the crime and get away with it. So he set the precedent of restraining orders of the Antichrist for all of us. So
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So this guy's totally normal and sane.
I mean, this guy must just come home and like he had like plop down on a chair and just be like, I can't believe I got away with it again. You know? he has to do that.
I would
Wes,
imagine.
I hope
imagine that's how it started, Wes.
Right, yeah.
My
And
God.
nowadays, he can't. He's so in character, he can't.
He
relax
believes it.
To that
He
state.
believes
Well,
it now.
You would think that, but as I was writing this story and researching this story, I was literally watching his live stream, which was going on right before we started taping the show, and he was literally he wouldn't
Big
drop
crowd?
it. He was like, he's like 6 million people out of work from this thing you can't even see. You can't even see it. Is it real? I don't think so. He doesn't believe coronavirus
Oh,
is real.
come on. It's so dangerous. What a
Well,
thing.
he's gonna die. I mean, this is a great time for him to die from the coronavirus because that would be really just, right?
Someone will just step up and take his place at the church.
Right, like he said, yeah. They will never stop it. Till
That
it's
mega
guys-
over.
church is bigger than him.
When a lot of people are wondering why a man with such awesome powers would agree to shutter the church's doors, Wes, as he said, like I think he's pretty cool and he's pretty powerful, especially with some silly misdemeanor arrest shutting down his church. But he addressed those questions in a statement on Wednesday, saying, "I do this to protect the congregation, not from the virus, but from a tyrannical government." So it's that's what you got to be
Tyrannical
afraid of.
government where he immigrated to.
Hero.
Okay,
Yep.
thanks, Aussie guy.
Yeah.
So
Destination fucked. All right, guys, I have a triple one of Florida's favorite crime genre, or one of them at least. They all follow this particular genre and then each have some other popular genres sprinkled in, like drug abuse, statutory rape. But the common theme,
Cool.
public nudity. We're going to talk about public nudity. You guys ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
ready.
All right. First up, a mother of 3 had to shoot a naked Florida man who broke into her house at 5:45 in the morning by shattering her large front window with what appeared to be a giant rock and jumped through the window and into her house. The incident was caught on video, and there's pretty incredible video and audio of it as well. 32-year-old Joseph L. Roberts was running from dinosaurs after reportedly smoking some bad weed.
Bad weed. You mean like K2? Like
Yeah.
synthetic weed?
It has to be.
Must have been.
Probably, I would assume. I've never had weed that made me get naked.
Is your shit
and-
sprayed, bro? Remember when people
Yeah.
used to say that?
Oh,
Is
my
is
God.
that sprayed?
What a scary time that was. when
Embalming
you're-
fluid.
Oh my God!
Wet.
When you first start smoking weed and you get high, you're just having normal effects of being high, and someone's like, "Yeah, bro, you feel that way because the pesticides on that shit," and you're like, "Oh fuck, man." But Mark, she didn't have to shoot the guy.
Well, let's get into it. He chased what looked like a cat through her yard, then threw the rock through the window and jumped in and said, "Oh my God, dinosaurs." To which the mom yelled, Who is it?" And he said, "It's Joe." Then she started screaming and telling him to leave or she'd shoot. She had several teenagers who were in the house who woke up too. I think some of her friends, sons and some of her sons' friends or whatever. while she was on the phone calling the cops, Joe started yelling, "Hey, help! Look, these are real dinosaurs. Holy shit! Look at them!" And then after she warned him a few times, she just started shooting him.
Yeah, he was on acid then, right? Not.
I don't know.
But weed
Yeah,
doesn't do
must
that.
something strong, something real strong.
He wanted to protect the family. He led the dinosaurs right to him, but he wanted to let them know.
He wanted to go full Turok, but she
Yeah.
Turoked him.
Yes.
But like, I think again, man, I think this is a trend where people are saying crazy shit while they're committing crimes so that they can get out on the insanity.
I agree with you, Pat.
That's true. He just wanted to masturbate in her nice kitchen.
Yeah, he
Sheriff,
didn't expect her to be there.
yeah, Sheriff Mike Chitwood said during a press conference that the mother gave White several verbal warnings to leave, and when he didn't, she opened fire. So she's not in trouble. White was
that's
White,
Florida.
Yeah, she's fine. And if you
It's
watch
also
the,
America,
if
I
you
mean,
watch the video, she's fine.
If somebody busts through your window, you can definitely shoot him.
No, completely naked, screaming about dinosaurs, you can shoot him. White was airlifted to the Central Florida Regional Hospital in Sanford. He has non-life-threatening injuries. He was just shot in the forearm, to which the sheriff said, he's lucky she was a bad shot, and I guess the only explanation is watch what you're buying your weed at during these times. Yeah, I mean,
or make sure that what you're smoking is weed, because there's no way this was
Right.
out of
It
smoke.
was
That
not-
shit
it was-
sprayed?
it was spice or worse.
It was K2. It was synthetic marijuana.
Correct. Sheriff Chitwood seems
be
like a
something.
good guy, though, doesn't he? He's funny guy. Watch where you're
What
buying
was
your
his
weed.
last name?
Chitwood.
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 See it.
Chitwood.
Chitman. All right, next up. Well, the last two are pretty similar, guys. A man was arrested in Clearwater, Florida after he got into a fight with his girlfriend post-coitus in the Clearwater Mall parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many Clearwater malls are in Florida, you think?
The one.
No, it's got to be at least a dozen.
That's just where all the crime happens.
Yeah.
According to the arrest report, witnesses called police after seeing 21-year-old Robert Jansich and his girlfriend having a naked, screaming wrestling fight in the mall parking lot inside their car. So it was like, we better call the cops.
I love
now.
this. What a passionate couple. They just banged in a mall parking lot, and now they're in a full
In the car.
fight. Nude?
Yeah.
I mean, which essentially is like sex, if you look at it one way, is kind of like a fight on
Well,
its
this is
own,
going to
right?
happen more,
It
right?
is.
During coronavirus, because more people are living in their cars, probably. Than before.
Probably in Florida. The young anonymous woman told officers that after she and Jansich had sex in the car outside the mall, she needed to urinate, as is tradition for women after sex, right? You don't want those pesky UTIs, ladies. So she stepped out of the car, which was thoughtful of her, and urinated outside the car. That was nice. And then she used a napkin to wipe, again, pretty considerate. But at this point, she lost all her manners and accidentally tossed the napkin back into the car and onto Jansich's face.
Oh, no.
So it was a post-sex urine napkin to the schnoz.
buddy.
How much you want to bet that napkin was used and had ketchup on it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
Or
just...
ranch dressing of some
Pat,
sort.
there was probably 13 different substances.
Do we
on
know if
that
it was
napkin.
day or night? Because stepping out of a car in a mall parking lot and peeing in public is a pretty bold move during the day.
I mean, I couldn't even offer up a guess. Could be any time. It's Florida. Jancis did not like the napkin shot, and he immediately began to strangle his girlfriend Homer Simpson to Bart Simpson style, like just immediate strangulation. Right? Jancic copped that the two of them had been drinking during the day. To
Oh,
the
no
police
way.
officers, yeah,
That's surprising.
But he wouldn't admit to strangling her and said that her injuries could have come from earlier in the day at the beach, where he presumably strangled her when he was pissed off.
Yeah. When I see two naked people in a car, I always assume that they hadn't been drinking all day.
Right.
And-
But I just love that he was like, she must have got those neck injuries at the beach earlier.
You know,
Right.
you've been to the
What
beach,
happened to her
officer.
what happened to her at the beach? Did you strangle her?
How
Probably.
many times have I strangled you today? Must be.
Right, exactly. Which locations?
Yeah, but all those times, honey, was at the beach. Tell me, it was at the beach.
Not in the car. Not in the car.
Doesn't count.
nuh-uh. Yeah.
Never in the vehicle. I never strangle my woman in the vehicle.
You know the rules. No, you know the rules. No peeing in the vehicle and no strangling in the vehicle.
He was like offering the napkin up to the cops. Look at this thing. Jancic was arrested.
Smell it. It smells like piss. Piss right on it.
Jancic was arrested and charged with domestic battery. All right, let's get to number 3. This one might be the worst, surprisingly. The Polk County Sheriff's Office arrested 22-year-old Michael McDole of Groveland after they found him, guess what, naked in his car with a girl. I say girl because she was 15.
Oh,
Whoops.
no.
Whoops. Even in Florida, they say that's too young for an adult to be doing that. McDowell met the 15-year-old on Tinder and drove to her house, where he waited for her to sneak out of her parents' house in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you
it's
knew this
gross.
was like he had this plan as soon as he fucking bought the car. Like, this is why he bought the car. He knew that he was going to have a fucking underage girl in it. Like, what a piece of shit.
That's why I bought the phone too.
That's true.
You guys are onto something. Someone called in a suspicious vehicle, and a deputy drove up to McDowell's car at 6 a.m. and found him mounted on top of the victim. Both were completely naked, and they were drunk, with at least 3 empty wine bottles in the car that he bought for the underage girl. A quick review of the text exchange between the two revealed that McDowell was aware the victim was 15, and he was okay with it.
Gross.
Yeah, he was like, good. That's otherwise we're not doing it. Michael McDowell.
He responds back, perfect.
Yeah, Michael McDowell was charged with lewd battery on a minor older than 12, traveling to meet a minor to seduce and lure them, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. McDowell has previously been arrested for burglary, grand theft, petty theft, and resisting arrest.
Man.
Well, now he'll get coronavirus in jail, probably.
Yeah.
I bet those pedophiles are really hurting right now with all the parents home on these,
Right?
home
Yeah,
at work.
not a good time for that.
Nah, they're hating this.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to sneak into a home to hook up with a child.
Well, we didn't cover it, but
Shit.
Florida, I blogged it. Florida's on lockdown effective last night at midnight. So I don't think they'll follow it, though. I think the Michael McDowells of the world will go out and continue to wait for the 15-year-olds to
right.
get out of their house. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not stopping that kind of stuff, but it is easier to get caught. So maybe there's gonna be more arrests.
True.
All right, let's move it over to somebody else who's dealing with coronavirus in jail. Maybe Joe Exotic, fellas. We've got some updates from everybody's favorite Florida people, Joe Exotic and Carol Baskins. So
Say
first up,
it ain't so, Will.
oh yeah, I think that this is going to be pretty much a feature every Friday.
And just so we don't get a bunch of hate mail, technically Joe Exotic's an Oklahoman, but if you remember in the series, his brother, who the thing is named after, died in a Florida car accident. So probably got Florida.
But he committed
started-
a crime in Florida, too.
Correct. He started out learning how to do all of his cat stuff, I think, with his brother in Florida, right? So then he moved out to Oklahoma. I think that's out there. Anyways, Carol's a Florida woman, so we're covered.
Yeah.
First up, Joe, to nobody's surprise, has gotten himself transferred to a federal prison in Fort Worth to be held in isolation as a precautionary measure, apparently, after his husband came out and claimed that his former jail in Grady County, Oklahoma, had cases of the coronavirus. So it's hard to tell if
What?
this is a good or bad thing for Joe.
How does that work? He's just one guy. So they're putting him in quarantine because his husband came out and said that the jail he was in had cases of it, which means everyone
Pat,
has it.
Pat, who the fuck is more important than him in Grady, Oklahoma jail?
I agree. He's a national treasure. We got to
Quarantine his
protect him.
ass. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Good
know.
point.
We'll
point.
see here. There's also other rumors that he had himself contracted the coronavirus, and that's why he's being isolated. But those are unsubstantiated as far as I can tell. Joe is currently seeking $94 million in damages from the feds right now and Jeff Lowe. So maybe putting him in their prison is not the place he wants to be during the coronavirus lockdown. I'm really not sure. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell what to make of this.
That's like it's 5 years of tiger food he's suing for, is what it is.
I don't think Joe's going to do good if he gets corona. He stresses too much, to be honest. Yeah.
And they have him in isolation. He doesn't seem like a guy who wants to be alone and not talking to anybody. Because he
Plus
was
he-
visiting with his husband 3 to 5 times a day, and now apparently he's in Fort Worth. That's not the case.
Maybe
Plus,
they're.
according to, go ahead,
about-
Wes.
I was gonna say maybe Jeff Lowe's got someone on the inside that's about to like Epstein him or something.
There you go.
Well, Lowe obviously worked with the feds, so
Yeah.
According to that Oxford medical report, racists have a hard time with coronavirus too, and we saw that video of Joe Exotic.
Yeah. Very
Uh-oh.
true.
maybe he was more susceptible. In related Florida Man news, brought to us by Joseph Kruger on Instagram, according to court records, Marco Rubio's brother-in-law, Marco Rubio, the congressman from Florida,
Big ears.
his brother-in-law, Orlando Sicilia, worked closely with Mario Trabure, and that's the guy in the Joe Exotic in the Tiger King documentary, who was the drug kingpin from Miami. And so Marco Rubio's brother-in-law, Orlando, was an operative in a $75 million drug ring, according to court records, that trafficked cocaine across the United States. And Orlando is married to Rubio's older sister, Barbara. So,
Oh shit!
yeah. So I mean that's really unrelated. I mean, it's just kind of a side story, but doesn't help Joe at all. But
Yeah, it's interesting.
But yeah, very interesting. But maybe this will help Joe Exotic, our boy. Sheriff Chad Chronister of Tampa Bay is reopening the case into the disappearance of Jack Don Lewis, the cold case where he disappeared from his home where he was living with Carol Baskins at the time. She was named, I guess, Carol Lewis at the time.
Yes.
In 1997? Was that it?
That sounds
Last
about
seen,
right.
Yeah,
Last seen.
August 18th, 1997. So the Tiger King documentary has got old Sheriff Chronister, looking for leads. Hillsborough County Sheriff. So
Well, my wife grew up about less than a mile away from Carol Baskin's current big cat
Big Cat
conservatory.
Sanctuary.
And exactly, and her Facebook feed has been just riddled with friends and acquaintances really not liking Carol. Carol is not well liked in the area. The sheriff's opened the case, and I think most people in town don't like Carol and suspect she might be a murderer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
You know, I've never murdered, but I have talked to press before, and I'm just thinking, like, if I was Carol and I had murdered, maybe you're a little nervous that Netflix is shooting a documentary about you.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
Her
We were
and Jeff
talking about
Lowe,
that, Pat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all seem a little too comfortable.
Everyone involved, though, Jeff
Right.
Lowe, like everyone shouldn't have been on camera.
Right.
None of them.
Yeah, but they're all seem to be pretty comfortable. But Sheriff Chronister, he's on the case. He's saying him along with the rest of the Sunshine State, as Mark said, and even O.J. Simpson, who came out on Twitter saying he thinks Carol is guilty, want to see some more digging being done into the disappearance of Don Lewis at her tiger sanctuary.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Can we just fucking stone O.J. Simpson? Do you guys remember that book, The Lottery, where like the
Yeah.
town is peaceful all year because once a year they choose someone and they stone them to death?
Yeah, that's crazy.
OJ?
Let's do O.J., man. That guy, shut the fuck up, O.J.
He's a good candidate. You got to remember he used to be in like Naked Guns before
Right.
he
Yeah.
did what he did. So
I mean,
whatever.
Nicole and
Are you saying he's funny?
I'm just saying that he's gonna use these opportunities. He knows how to self promote and make a joke.
He was a fucking prop in Naked Gun, dude. He was in Naked
well,
Gun because it's easy to cast an athlete who's mega famous, and you can get an athlete. You can get someone who's really famous in your movie for way less than a famous actor. If they're
Leslie
Pat.
Nielsen saw the benefit.
Pat, they're not coming back. And if he's stoned to death, he can't leave that comment online about how people should look into Carol Baskin, causing uproarious
He
laughter.
called her ex-husband Tiger something. Tiger.
I can't think of a worse poison in this world than O.J. Simpson right now. Was that Dr. Phil tweet real?
What do you mean?
Where Dr. Phil was holding a
Big knife, small
big
wife.
knife,
Yeah, I
small
think that-
wife,
I
and
think
OJ
it was.
retweeted it. Was that real? I know there are some fake OJ accounts out there, but like every time I'm like, oh, this must be a fake OJ account. I'm like, oh no, that's
No, it's
OJ.
really OJ.
There was a great April Fool's from, I believe, a fake OJ account, but it has a lot of followers, so I don't know, where it said, I did it, April Fool's.
OJ. Yeah, he was on that tweet. He was like, I can't believe all these white people with these big cats. Y'all is crazy. That was like his takeaway after the first 6 episodes. He's like, leave them cats alone.
I think Pat just needs to follow him more on social media.
I do follow him. What OJ wakes up in the morning every morning and says what to himself? Like, what world is he fucking living in?
The one where he's out walking the streets.
He's
Well, maybe he should fucking take a page out of Carol Baskin's book. Yeah, him and Carol have something very similar. And Carol fucked up. She talked to the press. Now she's gonna go down for murder. OJ got away with it. You don't talk to the press about your murder.
he's living life like he didn't do a damn thing. I guess that's his play. All right, guys, let's move on. If there is one thing about Floridians, it's that they love to harness the power of things. No matter what that thing is, whether it be a stolen souped-up Mustang or a stolen fan boat or a stolen jet ski, they just love to harness power. And when they see some new power that they think they can harness, well, they do their best to do so. And unfortunately, the coronavirus is one of those things, 50-year-old David White of Jacksonville is no exception to stupid.
You didn't say, Wes, throw in leashes on wild animals. That's a big thing too.
That's true.
I
yeah.
was thinking like something nice in a trash pile that they got their eye on.
Right, exactly. I mean, the list could go on.
Yeah.
Shooting beer bottles open.
Yeah, guns, anything with power. They want to harness it. So you see, being the opportunist that he is, David saw all the attention that the COVID virus, 19, as he probably pronounces it, was getting, and he wanted to harness its power. So he cooked up a little scheme to feel the power. And what this tattooed face dunce did is he took a normal spray bottle, put some yellow stuff in it, I'm assuming piss because, well, it's David, and then labeled the bottle coronavirus and started spraying a high-profile business, the pet supermarket on Atlantic Boulevard.
That's fun
What?
for him.
Yeah.
So
Inside
exact
the store,
opposite.
outside. Yeah.
Like spraying the windows or spraying the products?
Spraying the door, just outside the door.
Exact opposite of Space Jam with the power to play better basketball. He was just spraying fake COVID virus.
The fuck with your mind bottle. Yeah.
Now, I don't know what happened here, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that the majority of people at the scene didn't think, wait a minute, you can't bottle coronavirus, and they took it seriously. Is that what happened? What happened?
I mean, I think they were just scared of how crazy he was.
Yeah.
So
you see someone spraying that bottle, regardless of whether you think it has it in there or not, you're not comfortable with the scenario.
No, you don't like that.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
if someone had a bottle labeled Satan's jizz.
Exactly.
Where to get Satan's jizz?
What's going to happen next?
now you don't trust anything that's in that bottle. When David is spraying it, you should see the picture of this guy. So I guess he wanted to harness the fear that the coronavirus produces by scaring the shit out of a ton of old ladies and their Yorkies who probably frequent the market. It's not really clear why he targeted the pet store. Probably because he's insane and makes bad decisions. And now the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has arrested White after he was identified as a psycho with face tattoos, spraying random objects, and was quickly picked up and have charged him with the use or threatened use of a weapon of mass destruction.
Oh, wow. That's a serious charge.
That's a very serious charge. Yeah. There, I put a picture
what happened
in
to Iraq.
I put a picture of him in there for you guys. You can see his mugshot right there.
Yeah, he was
so-
easy to find. The
Very
face
easy.
tattoos and the bottle of coronavirus he was spraying on everything.
Exactly.
And Wes, let's not kid ourselves. It was 100% because this pet store wouldn't sell him whatever exotic animal he wanted that they didn't have.
Probably, yeah. Exactly.
Chameleon that he was pissed off that
Yeah.
they wouldn't cut a deal on.
Right.
I like how he shaved his eyebrows and then tattooed words in like the shape of eyebrows as his eyebrows. I like that.
Yeah. That's pretty clever. He's got a couple teardrops coming off of his eye, so
That's
he's
not
real,
good.
He's a real go-getter. And in another case of a Floridian who thinks they have turned into some kind of supervillain with powers of infecting people with coronavirus, a St. Petersburg man, 31-year-old James Jamal Curry, has been arrested after allegedly spitting in a police officer's face and then telling the officer that he was positive for coronavirus. So the event took place after officers were called once again to a house where just the night before Curry was arrested for domestic battery and false imprisonment. And when the victim came home and saw Curry waiting to beat her up and imprison her the very next night after being released on $6,000 bond and ordered to stay away by a judge, which seems cheap for battery and false imprisonment, but again, this is Florida. Anyway, of course, JJ didn't listen to the judge, and when the victim saw him waiting, she said, no, not tonight, JJ, and called the police. And like every time, that's when the trouble started for Mr. Curry. Officers,
Good. Call him. Good.
That's where you're wrong, Wes. The trouble started for Mr. Curry far before the police got called.
Yeah, but, you know, this is where things really escalate.
It really escalates, once
Yeah.
the police get there.
Yeah. He's actually in no trouble until the cops come. So officers came to arrest him for violating the judge's orders, and a struggle ensued, and that's when Mr. Curry broke out his mutant powers and spit in the officer's face. The arrest record shows that he told officers that he was positive for COVID-19, and he intentionally spit on an officer because he was positive. Curry also added, I know where you live, and I'm going to come and kill you. So after a heavy pepper spray treatment and getting jammed into the squad car where he tried to kick out the windows, he was hauled off to jail where he is being charged with violating.
See, it's such an empty threat, though, because you know that he has not taken the time to go get a test.
That's true, but
I don't think
they're gonna
so.
hit him with the books. They're gonna
What?
throw
This
the
is so
books at
weird,
him.
though. Okay, so like HIV, right, has had the same stigma that coronavirus has for the last fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
People weren't walking around spitting in people's faces, be like, "I got the HIV." What? Why now?
Well,
They were back in
were.
the day.
They probably were,
Pat.
Pat. Yeah,
you
they
weren't.
were.
You just don't
Yeah.
remember.
They
They
100%
were.
were.
They definitely
Yeah.
were back in the late '80s,
And-
early
yeah.
'90s. Yeah, you just don't. You weren't old enough to know.
They definitely were, and it's the easiest way to get in a lot of extra trouble to
Yeah.
do something like this.
Why is this?
Yeah.
I just don't understand why it's a trend. It's happening in New Jersey.
Because
It's
people are
It happens.
stupid.
It happens whenever
exactly.
there's something like
what Mark
this,
said.
yeah.
Because people can't help themselves. They're like, it's going to be 1 night in jail or 6 months. 6 months. He said coronavirus after he spit in my face. 6 months.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the list of charges after he was hauled off to jail. Is being charged with violating his pretrial release, making a threat against the police officer, violation of isolation or quarantine, criminal mischief, and resisting arrest with violence.
Yeah,
And
6
his-
months for him.
Yeah, and his public defender has already put in a not guilty plea for Mr. Curry. So hopefully his bail is a little bit higher than $6,000 this time. So yeah, I mean it's just another case. Like people are just fucking nuts. They wanna.
Jail would be cool if it was like completely. It wouldn't be cool, but
No.
it would be cool if it was completely safe from coronavirus. Like if this guy who can't help himself anyways goes to jail for the entire course.
Yeah, but
of
how
the
could that
coronavirus.
be possible? I mean,
Well,
jail's
I mean,
jail's a coronavirus like cesspool.
I know that it is. I'm just saying in an alternate reality where the jail was safe. I'm trying
Was
to think
safe?
like if you could
not zombies, Mark.
If you
It's
could
not zombies.
cryogenically freeze yourself to get through it. I'm just thinking of like ways you can skip the coronavirus.
Time
Stay
travel.
inside.
Freeze yourself.
Stay inside or time
Jail-
travel.
Coma.
Jail yourself.
Get a coma, short-term coma.
Yeah.
Well, it gives you a short-term coma if you get it, if it's bad enough.
Get a longer one.
Stay hammered for the entire time.
That's
a
what
lot of
most people
people,
do.
guys, have been using Zoom. Zoom, the not the audio recorder, but Zoom, the Skype style connecting software. We're using it right now. A lot of people have been using it to, do the social distancing thing as of late. Zoom, in fact, was like the #1 trending Google search for like an unprecedented 3 days last week.
It's a
as-
great tool. Great tool.
Yeah, the world discovered the platform. And the increased popularity of the program has exposed some of its vulnerabilities, unfortunately, leading to warnings from the FBI to beware of something called Zoom bombing. And this is where hackers will break into people's Zoom meetings or presentations and then share like usually offensive content, like maybe like racist slurs or memes, but most commonly it's pornography people are sharing.
It's
That makes sense.
it's a real icebreaker to get some pornography in your business meeting.
That's a good way to break into the porn industry.
Right. If you're
Also-
addicted to porn, you're like, someone Zoom bombed us.
Also, how many porno like bombs at Zoom meetings have sparked up conversations, sexual conversations between coworkers that wouldn't have had them otherwise?
Or
It is-
college students.
It is
Probably
a very
a few.
effective way to
Yeah.
circumvent sexual harassment laws if there's a coworker that you want to sexually harass.
Right.
We've never
Just
had
get
that
your buddy,
opportunity.
be like, "Hey, Zoom bomb my meeting,"
Yeah.
and then
Uh-huh.
I can make a
Yeah.
move.
You're like, well, there's the line. Now I can talk about her ass.
If you want to know who
believe.
organized the Zoom bomb, just watch the eyes of everyone in the meeting. If everyone is looking, everyone's gonna be. Most people are gonna be looking at the Zoom bomber, but the one guy that's looking at Karen, that's the guy that organized it. Now, guys,
Gauging her reaction. She's like,
exactly. Yeah. Now, guys, where most hackers, as I said, share pornography, that's not their own. Florida Man has a way to innovate, right? And that's what they do with every trend. They put their unique spin on it, which is exactly what happened to one unfortunate group of Florida 8th graders who were participating in an online class via Zoom this week and ended
That's
up learning.
That's young. I did not think. I thought
Yeah.
this was a business thing. I didn't
Or
think this was going to be
college.
a middle school thing. Oh man.
They learned a couple things that were not in the textbook, if you know what I mean, when a Florida man gained access to their online class and promptly went full chat roulette, exposing himself to the class.
How many kids?
I mean, it must have been 12 to 30. You know,
He's
in
got to
a
get a
normal
he's-
public school class.
He's got to get a charge for each kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to.
Probably. Alexis Neely, the mother of one of the children, told News 6 in Florida that her son was in the online classroom that suffered the hack, and she cannot believe what her 14-year-old son was forced to see during
penis.
this virtual math class.
Give me a break. The 14-year-old son.
It's like, yeah, he's seen a few cocks before him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, how do I get a recording of that meeting?
She said, quote, He told me that they were in class, and all of a sudden a man came on screen. He was naked and had exposed himself to all the kids, and that it was really weird and disgusting. Neely, who's understandably upset and is demanding that the policy be changed, telling the school district, you got to change the policy here. She went on to say that her son, quote, didn't want to talk about it because he just didn't want to relive the memories of the
He's
images.
traumatized. How about the fucking chicks in the class? Give me a break.
Yeah, that's
really.
a little
Give
bit
me
more
a fucking
serious
break.
there,
Is she tone deaf? Her 14-year-old son with a penis saw a penis.
The boys have seen
Yeah,
penises.
Give me a break.
Yeah, this is
They
one of
have
the worst.
penises.
Yes,
themselves.
that's what I'm saying. You know what's
Yeah.
in bounds for Zoom bombing? Don't show your penis and don't show actual pornography, especially to middle schoolers, underage people.
Well,
But what
yeah.
is in bound is the dick towel.
Well-
if you dick towel people,
Yeah,
that's
what's
funny.
a dick towel?
Well,
Like
he might.
the Always Sunny big dick little dick towel. It's a towel.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Well, it's a little different. Like seeing a penis is one thing, but seeing like a grown man like sticking his tongue out, holding his dick, going like is a little. That's a little more traumatic.
I mean, you're right, Wes. It's not great, but it wasn't like for
Hey, let me show you something real quick.
if it's not
also
It's a little different.
I don't know. Not,
kind of
not
an
for the
athletic
14-year-old
feat.
boys.
Because essentially, as soon as you break into the Zoom meeting with your pants off, the timer starts. It's just a matter of time before those kids are off the screen. You know what I mean? So you got to make quick work of it.
Yeah, you really got to put on a show. Really,
He should get a sexual assault, like indecent exposure, child pornography charge for every girl that was in that class.
Every kid on. I mean, yeah.
Everyone in the fucking class. But anyway, guys, the the Opaka Police Department confirmed that they did receive the report from the school related to the incident, and they're actively investigating, but a suspect has not yet been
they're
identified.
never gonna find this guy.
Well, I'm guessing because it would be a crime in itself to do a photo lineup with middle schoolers
Well-
and this guy. You know, does this look familiar?
Yeah.
That's it. Number 3. They definitely their best bet is to just catch him in another Zoom bomb.
Who
He'll
knew?
be
who
back.
knew-
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Technology was supposed to help thwart crime, not create new ways for fucking exposers to fucking
Pat,
No,
stop.
take
I mean,
amplify their.
Pat, stop.
It's online technology, though.
Pat, I've
I mean,
been in the room with you on chat roulettes and all sorts of different things. You're a dark web guy. You
In the
more than-
early 2000s, Mark.
You more
In the
than
early
any,
2000s.
You more than anyone knows what can happen with Zoom bombing type technology.
It's true.
What are
You
you- are you
should
trying
be
to-
sensitive to the dangers.
Yes.
I never exposed my penis on chat roulette. What I would do is I would get on chat roulette. And I would wait for someone to be masturbating at me like a man. And that was the way that they'd just be jerking it, and
Oh.
they got off on that. And what I would
That
do
makes
is
you better
Once
know.
you found this
so
man,
I would just be staring this man in the eyes
You
while
waited,
he's jerking
huh?
at me, and then what I would do
He
is
trapped
I would,
him like a spider, and
I
then they
would
would
try to
jerk
get
off.
I would try to get a group of people around me, who were low. So,
finally
like
got one.
I'd get a group of people around me, and I'd get them to duck down below the webcam, and then I'd have them slowly raise up.
So you were showing people other people's penises.
Yes.
Usually, for some reason, when
you
it was
were
a group
committing a
scenario,
crime.
when it
Like
wasn't
a
a one-on-one
slight type
scenario,
of revenge
Yeah,
involved.
Pat was like, Pat was like, get on screen now, jerk
don't know
guy
why-
jerking off.
when it was a
Yeah.
group of people, they would usually stop
Now
and chain
look.
them.
Now look.
I'm gonna get on chat roulette now.
Yeah.
Go to the next story.
Yeah, I mean, you were the last person that should be talking
Now
shit
look.
about a Zoom bomb.
You got.
Hold on. It's a middle
Pat.
school class, Mark. It was the
Pat.
early 2000s.
I think that excellent story you just told us was presented by somebody.
Oh, it was presented by our sponsor. Fuck.
Should we
Wes, say
pause
something.
first?
Wes, say something.
Do you need a minute?
You want me to read it?
No, just say one thing. Tell me about
hi.
your day.
Hey, I mowed the lawn today.
Wes's day was brought to you by our sponsor, PredictIt.org. Look, guys, sports gambling's not happening right now. Sucks, but don't fret. There's a way that you can still get hot action, and that's through our partner, PredictIt.org. So PredictIt.org is a prediction market. It's like the stock market. You can gamble on news. You can gamble on politics. You can gamble on how often someone's going to tweet a week, how many tweets they're going to put out a week. You're going to gamble on in this instance, what I'm gambling on right now, and I'm fucking pissed off about, is will the Wisconsin
Oh,
Democratic
man.
primary take place or not? And we talked about it on yesterday's show, but I think I tweeted I got like $400 in this fucking
The
market.
hive is coming through, baby.
It pays out like $800, and I'm just confused. I'm confused. But this is a perfect example of a predicted market, right? There's a situation where the news is selling one narrative, which is that the Wisconsin primary is probably not going to happen. You're reading like, oh, a federal judge said no. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm buying in. But that's the nature of predicting. You got to outsmart people. You got to outsmart the news. You got to outsmart decisions, because right now the fucking primary is happening for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm a big loser this week.
Well, yeah, but Pat, the federal judge said that he wasn't, and the most recent one said he's not going to stop it, and they're extending the time that they can have to submit their absentee ballots, which is not good news for us.
By 6
Well,
days, yeah.
we-
Oh yeah, the stock I bought, which was backing our listeners, who told us boots on the ground, it's happening in Wisconsin, is up to 73 cents.
You and
for
I
the
are getting
50
different
I got
DMs,
in
Will.
at,
I'm
so.
getting DMs from our listeners from the Hive that are like, should I
No, you're
stick?
not.
Should I stick?
These are group threads. My
Look,
friend.
it's gonna get canceled. It's great that it's at 27 cents. I'm buying in tomorrow when it's at 20 cents.
I think
You're
it's
gonna
going
be
to
buying it
cancel.
tomorrow when it's at 20. You're
Logic
facing-
will prevail.
Yeah,
This is
I haven't
the kind
bought in
of-
yet. I'm waiting till it gets to 20 cents, and then I'm gonna
Well,
buy. Like
I'm not gonna
1,000
lie.
shares.
I'm not gonna lie. I did already dump some when I had made some. So I made
Oh,
some.
if you
dumped
got
some.
in at 50 cents, dump tomorrow.
You're
Yeah.
a fucking loser and a pussy, Will, and a liar. You're
They
out here
won't
telling
postpone.
liars.
They won't postpone it till a weekday. So
Yeah.
if it doesn't happen today at Friday, wait until like Sunday night, and it'll be like fucking like 12
Well,
cents. Then dump your 88 cents and buy the 12 cents.
But right now is the time to gamble on predicted, because it's the only thing you can do.
It is the shit. It's fantastic. And these kind of rides you can go on every fucking day. So go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Now, that's a unique URL. When you go to that URL, it'll look just like the regular Predictit website. But trust us, if you go through that URL and you sign up, we will match your first $20 deposit with a free $20. So get in there, throw $20 in. That's predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Come gamble with us.
Yes, and if you fuck up like 10 to 20% of you do and are looking for a promo code, and just go to predictit.org, and you don't get your free 20, just DM us and we'll email Predictit and we'll get it taken care of for you.
We're going to get you that
Don't
20.
worry, we're gonna
We
get you
always,
that 20.
we always do. All right, guys, you're not going to believe this, but some scammers in Florida are already targeting the 100 million plus stimulus checks that are being rushed delivered by a short-staffed IRS.
No way. The headquarters of Medicaid fraud in the entire country.
Yeah. Can you believe it? It's $2 trillion floating around with a bunch of moving parts quickly, and scammers are interested.
Yep.
Can you believe it? Florida's Attorney General is warning families to be on guard, saying anytime the government provides benefits, scammers swarm like sharks in a feeding frenzy, trying to steal payments before they can be distributed. Again, this is
can we
very
compare them to
interesting news.
something less cool than sharks? Sharks are fucking cool.
Okay.
Sharks are great.
Like herpes monkeys.
Yes, they swarm like herpes monkeys. That's better.
Moody's says that scammers started setting their traps even before the stimulus package was passed because they're proactive. That's what she said. No, what she said, and yeah, she said they began sending text messages to people claiming that they could receive benefits by clicking a link, and that link was to a malware virus or whatever you malware virus that could likely retrieve your passwords or lock you out of your shit. So don't click on links, right? Moody wants everyone in Florida to know that the IRS will not contact taxpayers by email, text message, or social media to request your personal financial information. This is important to note. She said that they'll never contact you and ask you for your personal information. Why would the IRS call you
Well,
and
hold on,
ask
Mark.
you for your personal information?
No,
Mark.
in fact, they will have your information on something they send you.
Correct.
Guys, you say that, but and that's true in most cases. But there's exceptions. Like I got a phone call on Monday saying that my Social Security number had been suspended, so I took care of it.
Hilarious.
And I
Oh,
got
that
it.
was good. Good
Yeah,
thing you did that.
hilarious.
I got it
Took care of
unsuspended.
Good.
Gotcha.
So it's not
Pat.
always the case.
I know you're
Well,
joking.
and
I know
those
you're
guys-
joking. Tell the listeners you're joking.
Tell the listeners.
Tell
that
the
that's a
listeners
joke.
you're
Yeah, 'cause
joking.
That's not. Yeah, that's not. Seriously, if anybody fucking calls you and asks you for any of your information, just tell them to
Guys,
fuck off and
it was
hang up the phone.
hold on. You're telling me if a robot calls you You know it's official.
Especially if a
Yeah.
robot asks you.
But
for
no,
some-
you know it's fucking official if a robot's
But-
calling you.
Will's onto something with the fuck off, right? Like I've been getting a shitload of spam calls in the past week or so, like even to the point where like Verizon's caught on. They're like potential scammer, which is a new thing. I think we should start recording some of these messages and fucking with the people, and then playing them on our shows like voicemail
See,
style.
I've set up my phone where I don't even get these calls.
but
Like,
I think I think it would be a lot
Mark,
more better. It
I'm
would be
way-
better
I
content.
should turn off my filters and just
Yes.
go for it.
Let's
I'm
start
way
fucking
ahead
with
of you,
these
Mark.
people.
I'm way ahead of you, and I've already started. So
Well, Mark-
we will have this on the show next week.
Oh, you
Mark,
already have you'll have one recorded already? Or
I
two?
got into a verbal altercation with one of the scammers, and I said, "You're a piece of shit," and he goes, "You're a piece of shit." Because once you insult them, they drop their thing, and I said, "I'm gonna
Yes.
fuck you up," and he goes,
Well,
"Come through then."
Wes
Come
has this
through
too.
then.
Yeah.
I think Wes has some information here.
Oh
too.
well,
Wes
yeah.
does.
Well, you were there the last time I did it, Mark. And
Yeah.
what the best thing to do is you call them back and you fuck with them for a little while and be agreeable, and then you just out of nowhere just call them and like tell them their mother's like a cockroach or they're a cockroach, and they will fly off the
snap.
handle. They will fly. It's amazing. I mean, what better
the
you got?
cockroach is instant. What Pat
Yeah.
was saying,
Yeah.
they flip the switch instantly, and
Yep.
they're like, "All right, I'm not a scammer now.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we're having an
He
argument." yeah.
he told me his address too, but then I googled it and it didn't seem right.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys see how this is fun. Let's get
It
some
is
of this
fun, yeah.
Let's get some of this recorded and
It's
use
a
it
lot
as
of fun.
content.
Yeah, please
That's
do
a
it,
good
listeners.
coronavirus
Send them in.
activity.
And listeners, if you do this, you can send it to us as like a voicemail style thing, and we'll play it. But again,
Yeah.
don't give me your personal information. Just fuck with them.
I'm really conflicted here because I have all my settings so I don't even get these calls, and I really I like that because I changed it a little while ago. But
Now
You would
you're
love it,
thinking
Will.
about it.
I'm thinking about it.
Well, Will, I
fun.
could three-way. I get 12 a day. I could just three-way you in, and also like
Dude, do that.
Yeah,
let's
just add
let's
me.
do multiple of us. Yes, do that too.
Hey, what's this conversation about?
Yeah.
That would be great. You're like eating something when you
At first, you can be like, "I think you want my friend's personal information too. He's really behind on his credit."
He's getting a huge stimulus check.
we do need a safe word, Will, because there is as I said, there is a legit there's a legit company that calls. It's a robot voice, and you're gonna have to give them your social.
Okay,
But that's
Stop
gonna be
with
different.
that.
All
you can't
right.
you can't triple down on the telling people to give out
Yeah.
your social, Pat. That's really bad information.
If you give out your social, you're a fucking idiot. You deserve it. Don't give out your social.
Oh, come
No,
on.
well, don't tell people to do
Don't
it.
triple
No, look,
down
our
on it.
listeners aren't 77 years
Pat,
old, bro. This
people
isn't the
believed me
AARP
that
podcast.
People believe me that Oxford did a medical study that said that racists and homophobes were going to get coronavirus
Because they
Stop-
wanted to believe that, Mark. They
And
wanted to believe
Don't
that.
tell people to do that.
You're
it's a-
right.
it's a
don't,
joke.
don't give it to the robot. You want to
That's
email
a
it to
joke.
hardfactornews@gmail.com.
Yeah. Send whatever you want there. All right, let's move on to a real man of genius, Corona edition. First up, listener Scrodog3 on Instagram. Thank you, Scrodog. He sent us a video from Old Row of kids in Pompano Beach, Florida. Just like 35 high school kids just rolling around in a giant pack of children pollinating the coronavirus up and down the street on their bicycles. Just fun stuff, basically. Florida not taking things seriously yet.
Oh.
And with that and all the other shit we've covered going on in the Sunshine State, that's why one man took his virus protection game to the next level. At a Publix in North Fort Myers, Florida, this real man of genius was spotted rocking a corona protection rig that surely sent the virus running and calling for mama. It included rubber gloves, not medical gloves, by the way, cleaning gloves, like
They're thicker.
The thick, the kind that just smell like Clorox bleach all the time.
They hold.
And then a modified Ace hardware bucket. But instead of the bucket being whole, he cut out a piece of the bucket and then covered that with a clear piece of plastic and stuck the bucket on his head.
So he looks like the villain from Mega Man 3, like the Woodman.
Oh
He
yeah.
looks like an intellectually disabled person trying to dress up like a knight.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, like that.
Right. And which the closest thing to that I could think of was Captain Chaos from South Park.
Ah,
Butters' alter ego.
yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately for this guy and for me and for everybody else who would try something stupid like this, if there's any opening at all, so basically if you're wearing nothing or what this guy was wearing, and it's not an N95 quality respirator or mask, it does absolutely no good at blocking the virus from being breathed in. And today I jogged straight past a guy who was coughing all over himself at the park. So no more park running for me. And you should stay home. If you're sick, wash your hands. Try to cover your mouth and nose. And if you can, definitely do not wear a Home Depot bucket on your head upside down because it's just not going to.
Could you imagine that guy's reaction if he gets it though? He's like,
gonna be so
I
upset.
had the fucking bucket.
It's gonna be like telling a kid there's no Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Well, he must surely somebody who takes that much time to do that knows how to Google that he's an idiot, right?
You'd think that.
Well, go ahead, Pat.
Well, no, Wes, please.
Well, I was gonna say, Will, going back to the guy coughing. When I went into a Walmart and I was walking with the little guy, he let out a couple coughs, and I was like, don't do that in here.
Did you say something?
I said something to him. I was like, dude, you can't cough in here like that. People are gonna freak out. And he was like, I just had something in my throat. I was like, no, you can't. I was like, you can't do that.
My dad did that to me during the SARS outbreak. But today, on both these notes, I went to go get a pack of smokes today at the convenience store.
Stop smoking.
Essential business. Anyway, so I go in. I use my shirt to cover my hand to open the door. And there's someone behind me. They're walking behind me. And you know the look of that person that you can just tell is a prostitute? You know, sometimes you see them and you're like, oh, this person turns tricks.
Usually
for
how
for
high
me.
the skirt or shorts
Yeah,
are.
or how few teeth, whatever. So, it was a meth prostitute behind me. And
It's
I'm
the
like,
guy in the car watching them that gives it away from me.
That's also a good sign.
It's the person. It's the person.
guy
and-
rubbing his pant leg really
Yeah,
hard.
making sure she doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you're all right, but it's also the fact that she's making eye contact with you the entire time.
Yeah.
Right, which is normally what happens, Mark. But today was different. So she's behind me. I noticed her at the corner of my eye, and there's a guy in the store already at the counter. So I open the door, and I'm holding the door open for the person behind me, the meth prostitute, and she stops and shames me, and I'm like, oh yeah, 6 feet, and then I walk in. And then she will not come in the store until I leave the store. And I was like, man, when a meth prostitute is not coming within
That's
6
good
feet
news
of
for America.
you know things
Yeah.
are bad.
She's taking it serious. It's good for
Yeah.
her. Good
That's
for her.
great news for America.
Good for her. Wait, at least she wasn't wearing an upside-down Home Depot bucket on her head thinking that it was going to stop the virus.
I think that guy's going to go Michael Douglas falling down.
Falling down?
If he gets coronavirus, he's going to be like, it was all a lie, even though it was all his fault. He's going to be like, they lied to me about how you could contract it or not. And he's just going to go nuts.
Start
Yeah.
saying
His
to
wife,
people.
if he has one, is dead, undoubtedly, if he gets it.
She's already dead if he's wearing a bucket.
Oh yeah. So the mask thing, though, I don't know. That's gonna like we were talking about yesterday. The mask stuff is just on its way. We're not there yet, but the masks, Reno already, the mayor here said they want masks on everybody. Masks are coming, not
Yeah.
this style.
I'll wear
People-
one once
people-
if I can get one.
People are going to be murdering people for their masks, shoot
Right,
them in the
and
chest, then take their mask off their face.
Right, but then they were saying that we might not have enough masks for America to wear them until after.
They will.
We don't need
No,
them
they will.
anymore.
Well, yeah, but did you guys see on? I saw on some guy's Twitter that they're making fancy masks now for rich people that are decked out in like colors and furs.
That's what I'm saying.
Designer
that's
masks.
That's like a pearl necklace that you could
Right.
steal. People
Yeah,
are going to be
yeah.
stealing those masks.
Now that we have some hindsight, do you guys think it was a bad idea or good idea that we decided against ordering the hard factor coronavirus masks back in, when was that? That was January 12th.
That was
Yeah.
a bad idea.
Bad idea.
You think we
Bad-
should have?
Well, I talked about it yesterday. I ordered for my house masks, and the only thing that was available because everything was sold out was a 25 or 40 count. This was 4 weeks ago on Amazon, 4 or 5 weeks ago. The money just came out of our account yesterday, and it's supposed to come in the next 2 to 3 business days. But
I'm talking about the hard factor branded masks that I designed.
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
have
I
done
mean, it
those.
was a
Yeah.
miss.
Sure.
It was
I mean,
a
it's
miss.
masks are out.
It was a miss.
We should have got them back in the day. Yeah.
We
Right,
want to look
yeah.
fashionable, too.
Yeah, Pat, was a good idea. And you are a real man of genius. And that last Florida man was a real man of genius. And that was brought to us by Caliper CBD. Caliper believes that everyone deserves to feel better naturally, like all real men of genius do. And that's a drastic change. Shouldn't be required to your lifestyle to feel better naturally. And that's why they made a precise and reliable CBD product that's easier to take than a CBD oil. You get all the benefits of CBD in a tasteless, dissolvable powder that absorbs to your body more rapidly. so you can feel better naturally without upending your lifestyle. Who needs that? This stuff is fantastic. It's just a little packet, individual serving size. I like to pop mine in the first water bottle of the day. Just sprinkle it in there. It's effervescent. You don't even need to stir it. Tastes a million times better than a CBD tincture. You can't even taste the stuff. It's basically tasteless. Tastes like air or water. And then that's pretty much it. You get relaxed. It makes you relax. I know you guys like to drink it at night, right?
Yeah,
What do you do?
evening. Yeah.
With my tea.
But like you came around on the whole voicemail or spam thing, the first water of the morning, that sounds delightful.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Give it
Yeah.
a try. No matter what time of day, Caliper CBD is going to help you out. It's going to relax you, feel good if you need to fall asleep. It can help you do that. If you need to wake up and just feel relaxed, clear your head, it can help you do that. CBD product, it's clinically proven to be superior to the standard CBD oils. Caliper gives you the benefits of CBD in just 15 minutes. That's about twice as fast as the oil, and it's clinically proven that your body absorbs 450% more CBD with Caliper compared to tinctures. So there's always precisely 20 milligrams in each packet, no questions asked. It's all under $20 to get started. Unlike some products out there, Caliper is completely THC free, so no worries. You will pass any drug test. It's all natural, no GMO ingredients, no fillers, added chemicals, or artificial flavors. Get 20% off. That's a lot. Your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. Caliper is so sure you'll love the product, they even offer 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, go to trycaliper.com/factor, and don't forget the promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
Yeah,
Nice.
you know that that crippling anxiety that you're feeling, like me, it's 4 times a day during this coronavirus thing.
It's increasing for everybody.
You don't have to feel that with this stuff. It'll help with that.
And Pat, Will mentioned it kicks in 15 minutes. I'm a big numbers guy. That's 1/1,000,000th of quarantine. So you could really get a lot in because we're going to be in quarantine for a zillion times 15 minutes.
Month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
Your
worth
wife.
it.
It's gonna make your wife angry because you're so chill, but you won't care.
Why are you as worried?
You're hoarding. Yeah, it's going to get to the point where you're hoarding
Don't
Caliper
worry,
in
babe.
the house. Yeah. Oh,
Don't
we're out
worry,
of
babe.
Caliper. Just you have to be chill and lie.
Right.
We ran out of Caliper a week ago.
There was 3 yesterday.
Just
it's
order
good.
more with promo code FACTOR.
Yeah, it is good stuff. I'm definitely going to order some more because the free samples they sent us are all gone. All right, guys, let's get to some reviews and voicemails. First, the reviews. This one comes from J Bay 93. Says, news for the common man by the common man. I miss seeing videos of you guys sweating profusely in the garage. Can we get a day where you just crank the heat up for an episode? Anyways, thanks for keeping me up to date on the news every day and keep up the great work.
We all need to lose weight, so I think what we should do is do like a Vision Quest episode, and we should be in trash bags and sweats the whole time.
I'm down for that.
Have to maybe after your story is over, you have to take a 15-minute or not 15-minute, but like a 5-second, 10, 30-second break and do push-ups.
Jumping jacks, push-ups.
I don't think
Yeah,
Mark-
something to get the heart rate going.
I don't think Mark needs it. He literally looks like he lost 30 pounds with his new camera angle.
Well, the
camera
Yeah,
angle,
it's true.
it's nice.
I got to get
But we
on
do
it.
have a shed. We do have a shed at the new Hard Factor studio, so we might be able to do a hot box episode like Will is talking about.
Well, you guys get in the hot box. I will fashion my studio into a hot place and I will wear some hot clothes. I'll get some sweat on camera. Don't worry.
Yeah, if you want us to sweat, we'll sweat for you. Don't worry about it.
Long story short, that review brought up a lot of memories, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Thank
get
you
on
very
it.
much.
Yeah.
I got to do a cribs over here and show off the garage as it is now, which isn't
Oh, it's
as impressive.
depressing. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one comes from a person who obviously just typed in a bunch of letters on their keyboard. Says, love it. If Hard Factor and Pod Save America was in the same high school, you guys would be the cool kids and bully those nerds.
Finally, someone
Absolutely.
fucking gets it. Finally,
There we
someone
go.
gets it. Jesus Christ! We've been waiting. We're like episode 400. It's
Time
finally.
out. I'm gonna take a shot at Pod Saves America. I'm gonna take a shot at Chapo's Nerd House. They're all a bunch
Trap
of
House.
They're a bunch of fucking nerds. Favreau's kind of cool, but they're all a bunch of fucking nerds. We would definitely stuff them in lockers. We're definitely cooler than them. We outdrink them. We'd outcool them. Fuck those nerds.
I don't even want to know the details that some of those shows go into.
God, they're such fucking nerds.
We've
wasn't
committed
aware.
so many crimes, like so many fucking crimes.
Collectively, a ton.
Yeah, I like the trap house guys though.
Oh yeah, they're real cool.
See, like this is just like fucking high school. Where like Mark and I are hanging out. I'm like, you want to go talk to this kid? He's like, that kid. Fuck that kid.
All right, this next one comes from H Jumper 31. Almost a literal ton of fun. Love the lengthy shows during the COVID quarantine, as David White would
burn.
say. These guys are a ton of fun. Well, close to a ton. Yes, that was a fat joke. Lockdown, turn up.
How much is a ton? Because we could push it. We're getting
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds even, I think.
2,000
never mind.
pounds.
We're not close to that.
2,000, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was 1K,
What do we weigh?
We're like a half ton of fun.
We're at it. We're at 1,000.
We're over 1,000.
We're a half ton of fun.
We're over a half ton of fun.
We lost a collective like 200
I don't.
pounds
I think
once.
we're exactly 1/2 ton within 20 pounds.
I'm
very
two,
close.
I'm
yeah.
250.
Very, very close.
Yeah, exactly. So multiply that by 4. I think we average about 250.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to some voicemails. Hang on. Let me take my little speakers thing out. Here we go.
Are the Pod Save America guys big? Do you think we could take
Well,
them?
Favreau's involved. He's pretty big.
Different Favreau?
Oh, is it really? Well, then fuck him.
Hi, Odd Factor guys. This is your UK correspondent, Andrew Parker, responding to your query. The pronunciation is Stevenage. Also, while I'm on this subject, just so you know, we don't live in Middle Earth. It's not Shire, it's Shire. So it's Derbyshire, where I live, Yorkshire, Lancashire, Shropshire, not Shropshire. Any more queries, just get back.
Any more queries, just get back.
Get your ass back to England,
Thank
Shire.
you, Andrew.
By the way, I'd like to
Yeah.
drink some pints with Andrew Parker. What
absolutely.
What an accent.
Fuck yeah.
I want Andrew to do my taxes.
So it's sure. So
Sure.
we got to say
Devonshire.
Worcestershire.
Devonshire.
Devonshire.
Everyone
Hampshire.
was saying our voices sound the same. I would kill to just have Andrew Parker's voice permanently.
Yeah, we should just have Andrew transfer his accent to one of us.
Can we write the entire show and just have him read it?
Yeah, there you go.
just having him leave that message makes me feel smarter.
I agree.
You know what I mean? It does.
Yeah,
all right.
I want to go back in time, get on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, so I can have him as my lifeline.
Exactly. Well,
Precisely.
the Chapo Nerd House and Pod Save America would be threatened if he was on the show. Right now, they aren't.
Oh
probably,
yeah.
but
Instant respect for any British accent.
Yeah. All right, let me get to the next one.
Yeah, we got a British guy, motherfuckers. What do you have?
Nerds.
Nerds. Yeah, any of you guys drop out of college? I don't think so.
What's up, boys? Confused Kyle. Did not prepare for this voicemail whatsoever again, but I thought I'd come clean. I am also the person that killed Pat like 6 months
bro.
ago.
Wikipedia.
Love you, Pat. Didn't mean to fucking do that. Thought that was a cool situation. But, yeah, you guys did not answer my question about anime. That's cool. Also, I'm going to start this whole thing. LeBron or Jordan? We got this going on the part of my take situation. We know their thoughts on it. They made a whole goddamn website. I want to know the Hard Factor boys, what their situation is. Also, totally didn't prepare for this. I apologize. And I did not say on the first voicemail, who is Kyle? I said, who the fuck is Big Ounce? Or no, who was the guy before Big Ounce? He said, Little Gallon. Who's Little Gallon? Fuck
Oh, shit.
Little Gallon. Big Ounce is the OG motherfucker. We can't make sure. Also, I send you guys voicemails in different voices because my voice is way too deep and people don't understand it.
The ladies understand
So,
it.
Big Ounce is the OG motherfucker. Fuck Little Gallon.
I want to hear his unfiltered voice.
Thank you, Kyle.
God, I want to hear his unfiltered voice.
All right, that's a lot to unpack. Hold on.
What was
First
the
of
question?
all,
We need him and Andrew Parker doing our voices.
We wanted to
First-
know what we really feel like about Japan anime and still, I
anime
think-
porn. Does
I think
anybody
it's-
watch
LeBron.
anime porn?
I think it's still
Or
terrible.
or just the TV shows like No, the answer is no. I thought we covered
Well,
that.
when I was a kid-
I play a lot of JRPGs. That's as close as it is. I love. Japan
When I was a kid,
RPGs.
I watched the Pokemon cartoon, but I've never watched anime porn.
Yeah.
And he watched it way too old for it.
When you were a
way
kid,
too
have
old
you
for
watched
Pokemon.
any of the like anime shows on Netflix in the past 15 to 20 years? Will
Nope.
What was his LeBron question?
Mike
He said
Jordan.
Jordan or LeBron. Who you
Jordan.
got?
Jordan.
Fucking traitor ass LeBron.
does
is
any
concerned
does,
about the
does anyone
China?
have LeBron? Does anyone
Yeah,
have
if
LeBron?
you're born past 1992, you probably say LeBron.
Hey
Yeah,
Kyle,
we're all in the Jordan age range. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
confused Kyle. I'm going to throw two things at you, Wikipedia related. First of all, I assume you or another listener kind of started Mark's Wikipedia because Mark is now a red link on Wikipedia, which means that he's been referenced more than once, and we can get a Wikipedia page going for him. So let's see if we can't do that. Big thing. Mark needs his Wikipedia. Two.
Well, if
possible-
anime's in there, then that seals the deal.
Yeah, get some anime in there. He said right here he's a JRPG guy.
Yeah.
Two, if it's possible on my wiki, can you make me an airline airline rights advocate? That would be great. There's lots of articles you can reference because those motherfuckers smashed my laptop. But I want
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I want it to hate on Delta in my Wikipedia if possible.
What about half member of the Mile High Club because you jerked off?
I've never done that.
Did you?
You know, no.
You could say it if Wikipedia says it.
Mark's. Yeah, that's a great trait for Mark's Wikipedia.
I did that one time. I did that one time when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure everybody knew.
On the
Put in,
plane,
on
you're a half member of the Mile High Club?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
We'll get
Every
Will a
single-
Wikipedia.
Every
that's a
single
half.
boy from the ages 12 to 15 that are going to the bathroom, the stewardess know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was in there way too long.
Never even thought about that.
Did you have a magazine or just your mind?
I mean, I was at the age where there was no
back then you can-
magazine required.
You
You're
can
ready to go.
masturbate to a time you bumped into a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the
you could
thought.
masturbate to a fucking handshake back then.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Learn something new every day. All right.
You can
the,
masturbate to the memory of a smell.
this next voicemail is a two-parter, so I'm going to play the first one, then I'll play the second one, then we'll jump on it. All right, hang on.
What's up, fellas? It's Big Ounce. Day, I don't know. Shit's getting real over here. Lori Lightfoot has threatened to arrest people if they're outside, or give them warnings and then arrest them. I'm out of weed. I'm out of beer. Gonna go get more. But yeah, it's getting crazy. Buddy of mine since high school's uncle died of coronavirus. Hold your loved ones a little tighter and protect yourself, boys. Stay safe.
Damn.
Big ounces out of weed.
I forgot to mention, when I was downtown the other day, I took a bunch of videos and pictures and shit of the loop and whatnot. I'll send those over. I don't know if you guys want them or not, but do what you will with them. I'll send them back. Later.
He sent one. He sent one of those.
Nice.
So full disclosure, he sent that a couple days ago, and I saw it first, and I told you guys about it. That first voicemail, and you're like, "Oh, damn!" And
Yeah.
I was like, "What do we do?" And
Yeah, big ounces out of weed is bad.
and the uncle, but both. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just like his tone was dark, right?
Yeah, it sounded a little
Not-
morose there.
Not like Big Ounce, right? And we
Yeah.
care about Big Ounce, so you guys all instantly were like, "Well, man, this sucks." So I called him. I told you guys I was going to call him. We didn't talk long, but he got the weed between that voice message and when I picked up. He was
Good.
in better spirits. He's going to be on the show at some
Well,
point.
very good.
Yeah. So it's better.
So everybody hang
Nice.
in there. Big Ounce, he's making it through. He's got a hard time right now, but we
Yeah.
can all make it through.
On
He's
that
right,
note, did you guys see that tweet today? Someone added us at Hard Factor talking about green again. I remember when I had my first beer.
Yeah. I did.
Oh, about how we described weed, and they were like Shanghai or whatever. Like
Yeah,
some of that thought they knew more weed than us. Yeah, I mean,
Excuse me. There's no way you hate
good luck-
yourself as
good
much
luck,
as I hate
buddy.
myself.
yeah.
Anybody-
Combined amount of weed, that guy can't top us for it.
If anybody consumes as much as me, that's like not a professional rapper, then I'm impressed. So-
I took
Me too.
direct offense to that because we literally fucking flew to Sacramento and Detroit and smoked a
Yeah.
hit of weed every minute for
Sorry.
an hour.
Sorry, Shanghai, have you opened and not headlined, but opened to Cannabis
Busta
Cup high
Rhymes?
times.
Yeah, did Busta Rhymes play after you when you got mega stoned on stage with a national live stream? You piece
Way
of shit.
after you.
All right.
But
6
you're right about the
hours
rapper
after.
thing. You're right about the rapper thing. I did.
All right.
I told Trinidad James, who joined us on the Detroit one. I was like, because we had done the Sacramento High Times Cup, and I was like, TJ, man, like this is going to be intense. It's hard because you get really high. And he laughed at me, and then he proceeded to smoke
that's
us
what I'm-
under the table.
Right, that's what I'm
on
saying.
stage.
The only people I would be intimidated by in a smoke off is somebody in TJ's profession. I understand that I'm a lightweight. in
They
that
train
crap.
hard. They train
I'd like
hard.
Exactly.
I'd like to see Will versus Big Ounce.
Well, that'd be a matchup for the ages, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't think either of them would stop. All right, we got 2 more. Hang on.
But keep listening.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's your boy, Reagan, out here, Utah. Still living essentially, washing my hands, not touching strangers' faces, you know, the usual shit. First off, I wanted to say in regard to the clothing sales at Walmart, you always need a bottom, if you know what I'm saying. In regard to Pat, I was curious, how does one be the proprietor of a bench press, yet Will is still out there getting the gains on you?
Uh-oh.
I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I'd say, Pat, you better be benching like 275 by the end of the year. Now, for the real part of the call here, all of that was fake. You dreamed that. So my question today is pretty simple. So in the time right now where one man can literally decide the fate of humanity, it seems, what are your thoughts if the earth was made entirely of pizza?
Go on.
And if you were to enjoy even a little bit of it, it would literally make it implode on itself, or, you know, whatever the word there is. I'm not a scientist. Call me out. I don't know. But, would you eat the pizza, or would you have the willpower to not? You know, if we could base it on the current situation, do you have the willpower to not?
Nobody would not eat the pizza.
It would last
touch
less
some
than a half a
stranger's
day.
face? Or, have the power, man. Come on. Take the power back. All right, boys. Have a great fucking day.
Reagan, the pizza question was ridiculous.
Yeah, it happens in my kitchen every night, Reagan. You didn't need to put the world fate on it. I lose every night. Every night I lose.
Well, I think that's his point, is that humanity is disappointing. But
yeah,
I think
but pizza's like 90%, maybe conservatively 50% of everyone's favorite food. That's a ridiculous choice.
Right, but to save everybody's lives, all you have to do is not
bullshit.
eat your favorite
It's too
food.
delicious. No.
That's a great
Should have
point.
gone with anything else.
If you look at like the statistics of people that quit heroin, right, it's really slim. It's even slimmer for people that quit pizza their whole life.
That's what I'm saying.
Find me one.
Any food choice, call back with a different food choice.
And
Now,
by the
Pat,
way,
though,
yeah.
Pat,
just so you guys know, Will is getting gains on me because if you know me or you knew anything about me, what I like to do is I like to spend money on things and then not use it. That's why the bench press is there. It's there for Wes.
he's
it's
Reagan
there for
saying
Mark.
you got to get out there a little bit more.
I know I need to get out there.
I'll tell you what.
Will's also been an athlete his entire life, so
he's way better than me.
he's gonna get gains on Pat.
But I can bench decently. I'm gonna get pretty ripped out there.
I do
Trust me.
need to get a heavier set of dumbbells, though. I'm maxing myself out at the 3.5s. People are calling me out. They're like, "That's weak.
Yeah.
It's weak shit."
I would die laughing in a good way if I saw Pat bench press 275 pounds.
That would be awesome.
It would be amazing.
What if Pat was so jacked?
You know,
How many plates is that?
it would be scary. I think that's
two
like
and a 25
2.5
on each
yeah,
side.
2.5 on each
2
side.
and a 25
It would
on
be
each
scary because I've seen Pat in a different light my entire life. If he was
Right.
if he was benching 275, it would change my entire.
That's why
dynamic.
it would make me laugh. I'd be so uncomfortable and just in shock that it would be
I don't
something
like
else.
it.
I think you
want
should
Pat-
try to do it, Pat.
I
Would it
want
make you
Pat to
horny?
be high
No.
ones, 195 max. That's where I want. My
I like
Pat.
Pat right around 175, 180.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 195 is high.
Yeah, 195.
What's
Yeah.
2 plates? I can do
225 is 2 plates.
I can do a
225.
plate. I can do a 45 and a 35 on either side. It
That's
might
like
peak.
205.
205 was
Yeah,
the
I
piece.
can do like
205.
205.
Damn, can you bench more than me right now? God damn, I gotta
Easily,
get, I gotta,
Wesley.
I gotta get on.
Here we go. Here's some content. You got what? You got one more, Wes?
Ooh, yeah, one more. Here we go.
Hello, boys. How's it going today? This is Soda Pop calling from up there in Wisconsin. Hey there, hey. Just wanted to give you a little comment about the predicted ad read you read on Wednesday. I would hammer Wisconsin to have the primary. I'm up here in Wisconsin. Most of the polling places around here have installed sneeze guards on the machines. There's been a huge push for absentee ballots. And then they did say that there's probably going to be a lot of workers shortage, but what they'd rather do is just close certain districts and make you drive further to vote. They are going to have the primary. I can guarantee that. Take that to the bank. Have a good day, boys.
Still 70 cents, guys. If you want to.
How?
Okay,
Old
all right.
people are the people that work fucking elections. No one's gonna work the election.
I respect Soda Pop's
Hey,
opinion.
if Soda Pop's behind it, now you can't leave.
And he said sneeze guards on the machines. New
That's what
information.
another guy DM'd as well. I don't have the name yet.
God damn.
That's the
Handy,
dumbest
but-
fucking thing I've ever heard. They're touching the machine. It doesn't matter if you sneeze on it or not. Your fucking fingers are all over the goddamn machine.
Pat, here's what's dumber. He brought up a point which I read today, and it said like, all right, let's say I think it was like Madison, Wisconsin, one of the bigger cities, counties, had 180 polling stations last big election. They're expecting 18 because there's not enough staffers. So they're having more people at these polling stations, which is the opposite of social distancing. So like,
Right.
more human beings have to
And
go
they're,
to these
and
polling
they're
stations.
saying that it's because they're pushing for more absentee ballots, right? Basically.
Which is but it's
People are
still
quitting.
gonna be-
No, they don't
it's
have
still-
workers.
yeah, they don't have workers.
They're shutting down the polling places.
Not
'cause they
everyone's
don't
going
have
to
workers.
mail it in. People.
I
are
don't.
gonna,
I don't buy it, guys.
I'm still waiting. It's still going to go down.
I
It's not gonna
think
go down.
on
Trump had to come
Monday.
out.
I think on Monday fucking morning, it's getting canceled.
Yeah.
Trump came out
Okay.
and
Postponed.
postponed to stay in place till the 30th of April. Think about
all of
that
our all of
versus-
our Wisconsin listeners seem to think opposite of what you guys think.
West said West Virginia postponed.
Yep, they did. And their primary isn't even until fucking May, and
That's
they
what
already
I'm
postponed.
saying.
Yeah.
If
So-
West Virginia postpones,
Yeah.
you have set yourself up for lawsuits if you don't.
You guys are
postpone.
doing a great job talking yourself into it. I'm just asking if you're still confident.
No,
I'm
Soda
less
Pop
confident now.
Soda Pop shook the shit out of me.
I'm tripling down right now. I'm tripling down.
Tripling down. Oh shit.
Damn.
Oh my god.
All right.
There it is.
Well,
It's
we'll find out. Maybe
it's
hopefully
stand
tomorrow,
up.
maybe Monday. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Everyone, be sure to tune in to our next Family Feud battle. We will be defending our title after our victory over the Chicago Boys. Hopefully, no more months of the year questions for me. But next up, we are taking on.
Are they going to blog us?
Yeah. By
I
the
don't
way,
know, are they?
Hardo Hive.
We'll have to
Go after Barstool Chicago. They're being bitches about not blogging us.
Hardo Hive. So you guys might not watch the
check
stream.
all their accounts though.
We had some tech issues.
Yeah,
so check
they
this
might
out.
have. Who knows?
Last
I don't think they
Friday
did.
or last Saturday, we beat the shit out of Barstool Chicago in a Family Feud battle. They were worthy adversaries, but they lost. PFT put
They
the
almost
stakes
beat
out.
us. I mean, that
The
was-
stakes were that they would all have to blog on Barstool Maine, recapping our pods this week. They have not done it once, so I'm calling the Hive out. Hit up at Barstool Chicago
Well,
and ask
can-
them what the
I-
fuck's
I
I
going
can
mean,
on.
you don't
promise
want to
you-
piss them off. They might.
No, they're cool dudes, but I promise you.
verified.
It might be
have
funny.
you verified they haven't
Fuck
blocked
that!
us?
Fuck that! No, I don't think they blogged it. I promise you, we would have fucking blogged them. They certainly didn't do it the first 2 days like they were supposed to. They're supposed to do it once
right.
every day this week. I fucking
I'm sure they
guarantee
will.
you, we would have blogged them had we lost. We didn't know the stipulations. They haven't done shit. They've been blogging their dicks off, but they haven't fucking blogged about us.
I'm sure it's coming. But yeah,
I don't know. They only have 1 day left, Wes. I mean,
That's true. They do. We'll see
today's
what
the
happens.
day.
It was supposed to be every day. They should have blogged us.
They'll probably blog this particular
Good competitors,
segment.
good competitors, poor losers.
Yeah.
Oh, and they wanted to. I know Eddie wanted a rematch.
Well,
too,
they're not
so.
getting a fucking rematch until I see
Uh-oh.
5 blogs.
Look, when I went up to Chicago last time, they introduced me to like a hot beef, which I can't really thank them enough for that. That was
Right.
the best sandwich I've
They're-
ever had in my life.
Good
they're-
but this is bullshit.
I love
There are
those
few
guys.
people I'd rather hang out with less than
No, they're
Barstool.
great
They
guys.
seem like incredible dudes, but
Great
blogger,
guys.
take the loss and blog us.
Well, Pat's got some losses he needs to uphold.
They
too,
are. Well, let's
so-
figure out what
Oh
let's
wait,
figure out what we
Pat.
can do.
Yeah, wait. So
Because there's
Pat,
no
you
Beto
owe-
rally, and I lost my MAGA hat. But
Well,
I'll
no,
find
it's
my
a
MAGA hat.
Biden. It's a Biden rally now, obviously. So you have to go to a Biden rally, but with the rat tail too.
I'm
so.
I'm at your fucking disposal.
No more bets
MAGA
for you until those are paid off, Pat. Anyway, so we're taking on the extremely large Bussin' with the Boys tonight at 7:30. We will post the link near the time, so be sure to tune into that. Thank you for continuing to support us with those reviews. 512-270-1480 is our voicemail. Don't forget to submit the you fucking with people trying to get your personal information, Social Security numbers. Those will be great. We'll play those. We appreciate the content you've provided, and stay inside, wash your hands, and as always, have a great fucking day and weekend.
And Pat, you could also do an ovary hat at a Trump rally.
Oh,
An
that's,
ovary
that's
hat?
good.
I'm
Yeah,
down to quit betting,
like the pussy hat.
except for when it comes down to bench press and West.
We'll see.